Assalamu alaikum and very good day to all the panels and ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for watching my presentation in the International Conference and Social Science Humanities. I would like to express my compliment. Thank you to the organizer that accept my paper to be presented in this conference. Shall we proceed? So my name is Rizli bin Abdul Rahman and my research title is Industry on Campus, Fundamental Concept in Polytechnic and Community College, Higher Education, Malaysia. The development of technology to the latest revolutions demand workers who are very knowledgeable, skilled, a very good communication skill, have a great teamwork, and with the professional manners. Only potential and competent employees will get the place and be selected to be in the jobs in the industry. In order to cater the requirement, some initiative needs to be done to produce a semi and highly skilled workers which require the efforts in technical and vocational education trainings or namely TVET. And with that also is we need to respond in government targets to achieve the status of a development country in the future. In achieving the status of a developed country, demand for human resources to expected increase by 1.3 million in 2020. So the role of TVET is needed to overcome the demand from the industry. In line with this demand, balance TVET skill in terms of knowledge, communication, and teamwork should be applied in the technical and vocational based education system where the concept of learning is widely used in almost industrial countries, including Malaysia. TVET education also received a government's attention and education spending budget, which increased from 5.7 billion to 5.9 billion in year 2020. And it shows that the importance of TVET is one of the national development agenda through the government economic transformation program. And then the result of the transformation can be seen with the rapid development of TVET institutions established involving more than 1,200 TVET institutions in Malaysia, and a total of 45% of institutions are from the public institutions. The implementation of TVET education in Polytechnics and Community College Malaysia is based on the syllabus and curriculum development between curriculum or curriculum developers and industry representatives. It is to ensure the quality of graduates for the Department of Polytechnic and Community College is competent and in line with the industry. And recognizing the importance of requirement to always align with the standard with the industry need, the Department of Polytechnic and College Community took proactive and responsive initiative through the Program Planning and Institution Division to outline the implementation concept or of the latest methods for their teaching learning methods, namely industry on campus. This new methodology needs to be structured and organized in terms of standard operating procedure and needs to be developed to be used by all polytechnics and community college, and to ensure the relevance for this institution with the current industry leading education methods. And these fundamental pillars need to be determined for the direction to which this new method implementation is consistent and reliable according to the standard set by Department of Polytechnic and Community College. With that, a qualitative study was conducted to determine the fundamental factors or pillars to establish this IOC, which was conducted through a focus group discussion method. Now, let me share what is industry on campus. So the history of the industry of campus raised from the previous 10 nation plan stipulates that the government needs to strengthen on collaboration between industry and government education institutions, especially through industrial attachments. Okay, and the concept of industrial collaboration with public higher education institution focus on the skill and also with the science and technology development. And this new paradigm requires of a combination of students, academics, industry players, through knowledge sharing, skills, and technical equipment with technology to face the changing era of the current industrial revolution. And the success of our industrial revolutions and the success of an industrial workforce must be based on the strength of the institutions and the industry itself. And the concept of factory to classrooms, or otherwise, is also known as industry on campus. This initiative efforts that brings the real industry environment into teaching learning can solve in bridging the gap of student attributes and capability with the real industry needs and requirements. As the methodology chapters, this study aims to identify, understand, and discover factors related to human behavior and perceptions, in which the findings are used as a fundamental discover of an IOC method. With that, the qualitative approach is the most suitable approach with the focus on the focus group discussion method. A total of 5 officers selected for this focus group discussion, and among the management officers and Polytechnics and Community College. A set of semi-structured questions was developed to obtain in-depth and detailed information about this study regarding to view, experience, and perception in managing collaboration with industry. The answers from all this discussion were recorded and reported on the team truth and portrait, and the findings from informants are arranged according to teams so that the information obtained is easy to handle and can be used as a conclusion for this study. And also the main objective is also that we have to construct the conceptual framework for IOC implementation in Polytechnic and Community College. For the information analysis, for questions number 1, what is the industry-based learning center implement in the institutions? From the data gathered, these are the answers from the informants. Informants number 1 is come from Polytechnics from Pulau Pinang, and they have an industry-based learning center on logistics services and accounting services. The second informant is come from Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad Shah, and they have accounting services and engineering product and services as their industry-based learning center. And now the third person of the third informants come from the Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad, which their industry-based learning as accounting services. And another 2 informants come from college community. The first one is come from college community Taipei Perak, and the industry-based learning is come from the spa services. And lastly, the informant from college community Sungai, which the place for industry-based learning center is for spa services, food and beverage services, and laundry services. So we proceed to the question number 2, which is who will take the benefit or targets of participants on industry-based learning center in the institution. The purpose of this question is to identify who the stakeholders for this IOC program are. It needs to be emphasized in order to provide benefits based on the objective of the institution establishment. So findings from the information highlighted that the stakeholder of the industry of on-campus program can be focused to 4 contexts, namely, first one is institutional students, second, community and society representing from various aspects, whether individuals or groups. The third one, industrial workers for preliminary training, reskilling and upskilling. And the fourth one is institutional staff who must take the advantage of this operation to add skills and generate additional income. We come to the question number 3. What are the basics or factors that you see need to be emphasized in setting up an industrial-based training center in institutions? So this question is asked in order to know the essential factors required in implementing this RC program. And this answer will help the management of the institution of Polytechnics and Community College to manage based on this element determinations. Findings from the informants on the plannings and operations fundamental factors emphasize on 4 pillars, which is one, learning mode, and B, niche area collaboration, C, financial management, and D, infrastructure facilities. Lastly, for question number 4, what are the impacts expectation on the implementation of industry-based learning center in the institution? This question is raised to determine the expected output resulted from the implementation of the IOC. The expected output is very much needed in determining the directions of this IOC and contributing to the institution's objective. And findings from informants on the expected impacts are concluded as highlighted below. The compatibility between job specification, industry, and graduate skill will improve. And also the marketability of institution graduates increase. Apprenticeship system for the industry also in order. Highly skilled workers that increase productivity and generate maximum sales and profit. Of course, the industry will increase their revenue. And the entrepreneurial enculturation embarks on the graduate's knowledge and the personality. New knowledge and skill of academicians arise, and certification from industry as a recognition for the students that going through with their training. With that, the finding is further constructed for the conceptual framework. So we come to the end of our presentation on the discussion and recommendation. Finding through this focus group discussion provides some insight into the factors that underlie the IC's implementation in Polytechnics and Community College. The implementations of this IC needs to consider the 4 main pillars of its operation, which are 1, the first pillar is on a learning mode of a pedagogical approach. The second pillar is on strong collaboration or strategic alliance. The third pillar is on the financial factors, and the fourth pillar is on the infrastructure and facilities. And then the IOCs, on the recommendations, the IOC method which involves almost 80% with the industry is considered as a new TVET method in training future industry players. With this framework model, all institutions under the Department of Polytechnics and Community College expected to create a place for training applications connected with the industry either in the institution or in the industrial premises, which is must be managed by the institution as a IOC Excellence Center. With that, we come to the end of this presentation. I would like to thank to all the panels and the audience for the attention of my presentation. And I hope this presentation benefits to all of us. And see you again. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.